Now you brought up Maurice Malone and the hip hop shop and the whole history of Detroit hip hop. What I think is interesting for me as an outsider is that first of all, off top, people undervalue the contributions that Detroit artists have made to hip hop and what Detroit hip hop represents to the music. Everybody from M and D12 to yourself to Slum Village, like I'm a stan for Detroit music. You know what I'm saying? But as far as the Detroit hip hop scene, because y'all were so competitive, because y'all were so, for lack of a better word, lack of opportunity, right? Because the music business was on the coast. It seemed like it got volatile real quick. And there seemed to be a lot of tension and fights and beef. And you had a legendary, if I do say so myself, beef with Proof, rest in peace, where y'all almost really got into it and y'all ended up locked up in the same, locked up together. Is that accurate? Can you tell me about that?
Well, the beef wasn't necessarily with Proof. Personally, Proof is actually the only person in the group that I had a relationship with outside of Marshall.
Okay.
Denine, Vaughn, and Swifty, I didn't know them. You know what I mean? So it's really, really, really easy for us to not like each other based off of things that, outside forces are kind of like trying to stir up. And, at that time, everybody just kind of wanted to find their place as men, just out here in the streets of Detroit, out here in the game, in hip hop. And man, black men searching. You know what I mean? We're guarding something. We don't even know what we're guarding, but we just know we're not bagging down. And we don't understand the importance of unity and doing things as a collective and thinking as a collective. It's every man for himself. You know what I mean? So what happened with me and Proof is Proof is kind of like always like a leader, like a boss. And since it was them versus me, quite naturally, when we finally run into each other, it's me and Proof. You know what I mean? So we just bumped into each other. I think it was either the day after my birthday, it was my birthday, and I was downtown, and Proof came around the corner with a bunch of people, and he was just like, "What's up?" You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, "What's up?" You know what I mean? So it was kind of like a standoff. God rest his soul. I don't want to say anything that's I shouldn't be saying. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
One thing led to another. Both of us pull out guns and we end up locked up together. And just us being able to speak finally, at one point in time, me and Proof took our sons to Chuck E. Cheese together. You know what I mean? We had our own relationship outside of Marshall. We actually were cool with each other first before Marshall. I was cool with Proof before I was cool with Marshall.
Okay.
So, we just had a chance to talk, man. And the valuable lesson that I learned from that is that through communication, anything is possible. Most beef aren't based in anything. You know what I mean? Most beefs escalate due to lack of communication. And that's kind of what happened there. You know what I mean? So once we were able to talk and just kind of put things in perspective, we squashed it pretty quick, but we talking about a beef that lasted years.
Right.
After getting out of jail for a DUI, you dropped the first Bar Exam mixtape. There's been three now. How important was that project to motive therapy and healing?
Yeah, Bar Exam was it was just my getaway. When I got out of jail, I went to jail for drinking and driving. And when that happened, it was a lot of people going, he ain't coming back from that. He ain't coming back from that shit. You know what I'm saying? And it was that was the fuel. I needed to hear that. You know what I mean? I needed to hear that. And it was my reason to focus and just go and prove that I belong. You know what I mean? And that was the Bar Exam mixtapes is the installment that I started doing that separated me from just the conversation of Eminem, D12, you know what I mean? Beefing, you know what I'm saying? All of these negative things. it's just me and my raps. And
Right.
it was like my way of letting you know, of showing you that you're supposed to just take me serious, just me and my raps, and stop associating me with all of these transgressions that I'm pulling along with me as I try to figure out how to not have this dark cloud hanging over my head. You know what I mean? Like I'm really trying. I'm trying to understand why I'm not getting support from my city. Like I can't figure out for the life of me what's going on until one day it dawned on me, hey, why don't you just start supporting people from your city? Why don't you show love? You know? And then I started doing that, and everything just changed. I started to get love. I started to show love. I started to get love. I started to show support. I started to get support.
Ain't it funny how that worked?
Yeah, then I realized, hey, people wasn't really against me after all. Especially people that I get cool with that used to not like me. They like so happy that I'm this cool. It's like, damn, man, I thought you was a dickhead. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just like, it's man, it's so much to be said about just the growing process. You know, and I reached a point in life, man, where I just looked at everything in retrospect and was like, fuck, it never was about that. It never was about that. It never was about that. Fuck, I thought it was about this shit the whole time. I thought it was about being tough the whole time. I thought it was about, it's not about none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's humbling. It's humbling.